Well, hello beautiful souls, it's your girl Jonah coming at you with another video, and as you can tell by the title, this video is going to be a fun one. So if you do not know, there is a new Little Mermaid in town, and I'm going to be scenting each main character with a fragrance that I think is befitting for them. If you love Disney princesses and you enjoy fragrances, then this is the video for you, so go ahead and just keep on watching. So if you are new to my channel, hello again, my name is Jonah, welcome, and if you are returning, thank you so much for clicking back onto another video. I truly appreciate you guys' support. So if you have not already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and join the family, and give this video a thumbs up if you want to see more videos from moi. Now let's get into it because I am super duper excited to show you guys what fragrances I have. I thought this would be a fun video since The Little Mermaid is coming out Friday. So yeah, let's go ahead and get into it. I cannot believe that there is a black Ariel. Like, I am so ecstatic. If you guys don't know, I'm a mother of two. I have a 3-year-old daughter named Zori, and I have a 6-month-old son named Asen, and it is just amazing to see that my daughter is going to have another princess that looks like her, someone that she can look up to, because as a child growing up in the 90s, of course we had Ariel, we had, you know, Cinderella. I can go on and on and on, but there weren't any Disney princesses that looked like me. Now there was a black Cinderella. Brandy played the live musical Cinderella, so she was my princess, but other than that, like, we didn't have anyone. Now they have Moana and they have Princess Tiana. So I'm just so happy that my daughter's gonna be able to experience a black princess that looks just like her, and this is just amazing. This is amazing. So the first fragrance that I'm gonna talk to you guys about is of course gonna be my scent of the day, but also Ariel's scent. And I chose this fragrance in particular because not only is it a beautiful scent that's fit for a princess, but it also is just a gorgeous tropical fragrance that I find to be extremely wearable. But it also has this powerful nuance to it, which is exactly what Halle portrays in this Ariel, and I love it. Oud Jaune Intense. Now, don't kill me when you look up the price of this, but I'm telling you, this fragrance is gorgeous. This is a sweet, fruity, tropical fragrance. You get a little bit of a floral touch. You also get a little bit of like a woodier nuance as well. This fragrance is so opulent, but in the most beautiful way. It's not heavy, it's not too in your face, it's a very gorgeous fragrance. This scent is one that I feel like if you smell it, you're going to want to buy it. For sure. If you love yellow florals, you would absolutely love this scent. So this fragrance opens up with some Ylang Ylang, which is a beautiful yellow floral. It kind of comes off like a banana vibe. It kind of does that in here as well. This also has some water fruits and some pineapples in the top, and then as the fragrance dries down, this starts to get a little bit more floral with some white flowers like orange blossom and jasmine. And then in the base, of course, you get some oud, but the oud in here is like pretty much indetectable. It's very smooth. It gives a nice depth to the fragrance, but it's not too deep because this is gorgeous in the summertime. It's beautiful in the hot weather. You also get some vanilla and some musk and something creamy. There's something lactonic about this fragrance. Deep in the dry down, it's very creamy, very milky. When I think of Ariel, I think of this fragrance, a princess who smells tropical, sweet, but also floral and just feminine. You can overspray this and not do too much. The sillage on this is incredible. This projects beautifully, but this is not a screamer. This is not a monster of a fragrance. This is something you need to get closer to someone, get a little bit in their scent bubble, but it lasts for an eternity. And I just absolutely love this fragrance. This is one of my favorite fragrances from Fragrance Du Bois. This is definitely a must-have if you want to smell like a tropical goddess. The next character that I want to scent is Ursula. Melissa McCarthy is the actress who's playing Ursula in this live action movie, and I'm telling you, I feel like she is going to do an amazing job because I love her acting skills. These two fragrances were kind of like neck and neck for me. I could not choose one or the other, so I'm gonna go ahead and scent Ursula one, and then Vanessa, which is Ursula's human form, another, because I couldn't choose between the two. Ursula smells like Gris Charnel Extrait de Parfum from the house of BDK. This fragrance is a fresh, spicy, fruity scent. It also has this powdery touch, it has this floral touch, and it also has this nice woody quality. This is a heavy sandalwood fragrance, but it's like a sandalwood tea and fig fragrance. It has cardamom in the top, which kind of gives it that fresh spiciness, which kind of comes off cold, and I love that. Ursula is the villain of this movie, and not only is the bottle very villain-like, but also the fragrance. It's cold, but it's still fruity, it's still kind of sweet, it still kind of has that, you know, wearable memorable factor, but it's more, you know, standoffish, which I love. This fragrance smells incredible and I love how it performs. So this fragrance opens up with that black tea along with some fig and of course that cardamom. So the opening to me is very captivating. It grabs your attention because it's something that's different. And then as this fragrance dries down, that's where you get that powdery iris. It's a beautiful floral note, and you also get some vetiver. Kind of adds this aromatic factor as well. It really plays well with the top notes. And then in the base you get some tonka beans. Of course you get that gorgeous sandalwood along with some cedar and some vanilla. So I absolutely love the fragrance. It wears beautifully. I really enjoy how this is a more intensified version of the eau de parfum, and it really just brings out that extra figginess, that extra powderiness from the tonka beans and the iris, but it also has that nice woody touch from the cedar and the sandalwood. The sandalwood kind of adds this like creaminess to the fragrance. It's not too like wood choppy, which I love, and I think this is fit for Ursula perfectly. Now Vanessa, who is also Ursula, I think would be fitting for this fragrance. It's still bold and sweet, but it has a nice little twist to it, which kind of gives me villain vibes, and I love it. And this is Ani from the house of Nishane. If you know about this fragrance, you know this is a very unique vanilla scent. This is a fresh, spicy, floral fragrance. Now this fragrance in particular, you either hate it or you love it. I happen to love it because it's so unique. It's so creamy and smooth when it dries down. So this fragrance opens up with some bergamot, some ginger, some pink pepper, and also some green notes. So it opens up green, it opens up fresh and spicy. So that kind of throws people off because of the greenness of the fragrance, and I happen to like it. I'm not really into like a grassy green, you know, outdoorsy type of scent, but this really works with the dry down of the fragrance. In the mid, this has some Turkish rose along with some black currant and that cardamom again. So the cardamom adds that fresh spiciness, kind of like how Gris Charnel does. They don't smell similar at all, but they both have that cardamom note, which is really nice, and it kind of has that freshness that's kind of unapproachable, if you know what I mean. And then in the base you get that delicious vanilla along with some benzoin, some ambergris, some musk, and some cedar, and I love it. I love it. This also has some sandalwood in the base as well, which kind of, you know, lightens it up a little bit, but this is an intense fragrance to me. This is the type of scent that I wear if I'm trying to smell like unapproachable, but the deep dry down is really sweet on me. The vanilla really comes out along with that benzoin, so it kind of becomes this sweet resinous woody scent, which is so beautiful to me. So these two fragrances can be interchanged between Ursula and Vanessa because of course it's the same person. One is just the human form and one is her true form. So with that being said, these two fragrances are amazing fragrances for Ursula and Vanessa, and if you have these, tell me what you think. Now let's get into the men of the cast. We are gonna go with Prince Eric, and if you know, you know Prince Eric is handsome, okay? Handsome. So this fragrance is fit for a prince. It's regal, it's sexy, but it's also slightly gourmand. So this fragrance is just perfect for a handsome prince in his little open white button down. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. And this is Raja Parfums Sweetie Oud. This fragrance is a warm, spicy, woody fragrance. You get a little bit of sweetness. You get a little bit of a gourmand touch from this pastry accord. It's so delicious, but it's also fit for a prince. This is very regal to me. Very opulent, but in an extremely wearable way. Oh my god, it's so delicious, and a little bit goes a long way. I'm an oversprayer in general, and I only spray about 2 sprays of this because this is very, very strong, very loud, and it projects beautifully. But on a guy, I think about 4 sprays would be incredible, perfect, especially for like a date night type of vibe. This opens up with some bergamot and some artemisia, which is kind of like rosy, and then as the fragrance dries down, that's where you get that pastry accord along with some rose. So you do get a little bit of a floral touch, but you get that delicious like croissant, butter croissant like vibe. It's super flaky and just delicious. And then in the base you get that cumin, you get some frankincense, you also get some cardamom along with some oud, so you get that woodiness. It's just delicious. To me, frankincense kind of can come off churchy like a Catholic church, but it can also add this like smoky, slightly incensey type of vibe to a fragrance. Now the oud in here is a lot more prominent than Oud Jaune Intense, but it works, especially on a man. There's something about oud in a fragrance on a man or a woman that just smells regal and expensive, and this fragrance is definitely expensive, so it smells how much it costs, and I love it. So this is the fragrance that I think Eric would be perfect in. It's definitely like a croissant, like a butter croissant type of scent with some woodiness. It's very nice. So this is Sweetie Oud from Raja Parfums. All of this Disney talk woke my son up, so he's right here. If you hear any, you know, breathing and stuff, that's him. Just, you know, he's just chilling with us today. So next we are gonna go to the king himself, King Triton. And if you don't know, King Triton is Ariel's daddy, okay? And this fragrance is the one that is fit for a king. This is also very regal and opulent, but this is intense. I love it. This is like no other fragrance in this category that I've ever smelled. It makes me feel so powerful and bold, and I know on a man it would be just a showstopper. Like, this is a showstopper. Just like King Triton's presence, this has that presence. Like, I'm here and you're gonna watch what I'm doing, okay? You are gonna see me see you see me. This is Gold Prestigium from Mancera, you guys. When I tell you this is one of the most rich smelling fragrances that I own, this smells like wealth. This smells like power. This smells like a person of status. And that's what King Triton is in this movie. He is not to be played with, and so is this fragrance. Now, this fragrance is a warm, spicy, woody scent. It also has this leathery touch. It has some floral touches and a little bit of sweetness, which I like. That's what really saves this for me as a female. A little bit goes a long way with this scent. And I find this to be very regal, opulent, sexy, rich, wealthy, you know. This is like generational wealth smelling to me. This fragrance opens up with some bergamot, some oud, and some pepper. And for me, I feel like the oud is more pronounced in the scent, but it's not like a barnyardy or an animalic oud. It's very smooth. It has a nice woody heft to it, but the leather, I think, supports that woody heft that this has. In the mid, that's where you get those floral notes. You get some rose along with some orange blossom. And to me, the orange blossom kind of brightens up the fragrance a little bit, makes it not so heavy and dense. It kind of makes it a little, you know, fresher. Rose kind of adds the sexiness to a fragrance depending on how it's done, but in scents like this, it really, really works. And the base has some vanilla, some musk, and some oak moss. So it has a little bit of an earthy touch. It has a little bit of a sweetness, a little bit of a muskiness, and that leather is really, really prominent. I really enjoy this leather. I normally don't like leather in fragrances, but on a guy, leather smells really, really good for some reason. And sometimes, depending on how a woman wears it, she can pull it off. I do like to layer this fragrance with other like sweeter fragrances, so it works for me, but wearing it on its own, it's very nice, but it does come off a little woodier, a little leathery, and it might turn off some women. But for a man, this is incredible. No matter what the occasion is, if you want to smell powerful, this should be your go-to. So this is Gold Prestigium from the House of Mancera, and this is what King Triton would smell like to me. Now, these last three were really, really fun for me to pick out because they are for the sidekicks. We have Flounder, Sebastian, and we have Scuttle. So I'm gonna start off with Sebastian because to me, Sebastian is Ariel's conscience, right? He's like the second dad in a sense, but he's still fun. He has his Caribbean accent, so he's from the islands, and I find that this fragrance just reminds me of the islands. It reminds me of a delicious alcoholic beverage by the beach at a resort. That's what this scent is to me, and I think Sebastian will rock this really well. And my fragrance of choice is Virgin Island Water from Creed. This fragrance is a tropical, uplifting fragrance. It has a little bit of fruitiness. It has some freshness from some citrus. It has a little bit of sweetness from some tonka beans. It's musky. It's just a very happy, like, don't worry, be happy, carefree, you're on a vacation, you're having a good time type of scent. It's kind of like pina colada-y, but it's not straight up pina colada. Pina colada is a little bit creamier to me because of the coconut, but this has a little bit more of like a freshness. This is kind of like a refreshing scent. This opens up with some tropical fruits along with some lime and some bergamot. So you get where I'm going with that freshness, that citrusy vibe with the tropical fruits. It just really works well and adds a little bit of sweetness. And then as the fragrance dries down, you get some coconut milk and coconut water, which is nice. I don't get anything extremely creamy, but I do get something that's pina colada-esque. This also has some white flowers like jasmine. And then in the base, that's where you get that musk and some tonka beans. The musk adds some more freshness to the fragrance, and the tonka beans kind of sweetens up the fragrance in the deep dry down. And I find that if you like fresher scents, most people really like that. That's a scent that's nice for men or women, so if you and your boo want to share, that's a good one to share, especially for the summertime. It's really refreshing. It's great to wear in the hot weather. To me, it reminds me of like being on a yacht, very fancy, being at a resort, just drinking your alcoholic beverage and relaxing, you know? If that sounds interesting to you, Creed Virgin Island Water is amazing, and I think Sebastian would rock this. So the next person I want to talk about is Scuttle. And to me, Scuttle is very fun. He's very goofy, kind of playful, and I really like that about him. This fragrance to me is very light. It's happy, it's citrusy, it's fresh, and I think it's just carefree, but also still kind of beachy at the same time. Kind of beachy, kind of, you know, salty, and I love that. And this fragrance is City of Stars from Louis Vuitton. This fragrance is one that I haven't talked about on my channel yet, but it's amazing. I bought it, I believe, last fall, and it just works. This is the type of scent that's very carefree. You spray it on, you're good to go. It does kind of give you a beachy vibe because of the tiare flower, but it's amazing. This is a great scent. Of course, Scuttle is a bird and he flies over the ocean air, so he gets that saltiness, that beachiness, along with some freshness. So that's what he would smell like to me. This fragrance is a citrusy, floral, slightly fruity scent. This also has a little bit of a woody touch, a little bit of a musky touch, but the musk is kind of powdery to me. It's very nice. It works very, very well. This has some lime, some mandarin, but this also has tiare flowers, sandalwood, musk. But the star of the show to me are the citruses along with the tiare flower. Tiare flower kind of gives a beachy vibe, kind of sunscreeny, but it doesn't go all the way there because I don't like sunscreeny scents, but this is kind of the furthest that I can go. I really loved Afternoon Swim as well from Louis Vuitton, and I do think that Scuttle would fit that as well. But this one, I feel like since it has that beachy vibe from the tiare flower, it really reminds me of the ocean air, and since Scuttle flies in the ocean air, that's what this reminds me of. It's just fun, it's light, it's, you know, very effortless, not doing too much, not thinking too hard, and this is a beautiful scent. So this is City of Stars from Louis Vuitton. Alright, last but certainly not least, we have Flounder. Flounder is just the sweetest, very soft spoken, very just sweet, and I would have to say that this fragrance is just very effortless. It's very signature scent worthy. It's just something you throw on. I feel like Flounder is the type of fish who doesn't want to really think about what he's wearing. He probably only has this fragrance in his collection and it's his go-to. It's a signature scent. He wears it day or night all year round, and I don't blame him because it's nice and it's affordable. And this is Vetiver Pamplemousse from Zara. This fragrance is just a citrusy fragrance that has a little bit of an aromatic touch. It has a little bit of a green touch as well from the vetiver. This has 3 simple notes. This has mandarin, grapefruit, and vetiver. It's very simple. It's not doing too much. It's very nice though. It's a clean, it's fresh. It's very simple, but the vetiver adds a little bit of depth to the fragrance, a little bit of a green touch, something a little aromatic, something a little bit more interesting. So it kind of grounds the fragrance a little bit more. This is just an effortless fragrance. Throw it in your bag and just go to town. I really think that Flounder would kind of gravitate to a simple scent like this. Not thinking about it, just, you know, you just want to smell fresh with a white t-shirt on. Granted, Flounder doesn't wear a t-shirt, but I'm just saying, like, in general, this is just like a fresh white t-shirt, white button-down type of scent, and it's very affordable. So this is Vetiver Pamplemousse from Zara. Well, that's all I have for you guys today. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's video because I had so much fun making it. I would love to do like a Disney princess series. Like, how does that sound? I know of a couple of other people who have done Disney princess scenting type of things, and I'll leave their videos down below. So this is not an original video. I'm not claiming that it is, but I thought it would be fun to scent the new 2023 The Little Mermaid cast because I love the team that Disney casted. If you are new to my channel, I do quiz you guys at the end of all of my videos just to see who's been rocking with me into the end or whatnot. And for today's video, you already know. Leave me the mermaid emoji if you have it. If you don't, just leave me asterisk mermaid because I want to know that you guys made it until the end. I love you guys so much, and I will see you all in the next one.